Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about two Behr paints that could be used on cabinets. First we have the oil-based, first we have the oil-based enamel, which is solvent-based. And it's going to take a little while to dry and all that stuff, but it should self-level real nice. And the other one is a urethane alkali enamel, and believe it or not, this is a water cleanup. Whenever you see the word alkali, I personally always think of, well, it's an oil paint, but it's not. It's a urethane alkali, clean it up with water. Let's give these paints a shot and see how well they hold up. As we do with all our kitchen cabinet paint, we clean it first, then we sand it, wipe it off with the tack cloth, then we prime it with a shellac primer. There are many cabinet primers, oil primers, latex primers, and I have not tried them all and done a comparison. But from what I can tell, in my experience, shellac primers are superior because they fuse with the lacquer finish that's already on a kitchen cabinet. I like them because they dry quickly, they sand easily, and they seal in the tannins. Now there's other primers that will do similar things, but I have found when I use a shellac primer, I'm safe. And I like safe. All right, here I am brushing on the oil-based enamel. It glides on fairly easily for oil-based paint. Seems to be self-leveling. It's going to take about 6 or 7 hours to be dry. Probably come back tomorrow, put the second coat on. This is the oil. After one coat, it has better coverage than the latex, or actually not latex, has better coverage than the urethane alkali enamel. If this is dry to the touch, it feels a little thinner. This feels a little thicker and looks a little thicker. But it's the first coat. Time for a light sanding and a second coat for the oil. Hey everybody, we're going to do what we do on every paint that we test. We're going to check out the washability. And I have ketchup, mustard, red wine, coffee, and some pencil. It might be hard to see the pencil, there's some pencil up there. On this board. On the bottom half of the board, we have an alkali enamel cabinet paint from Behr, as shown right here. On the top half, we have a urethane alkali enamel, which is a water-based paint. Both of these were sprayed with the shellac primer. Oddly enough, after this was sprayed with the shellac primer, it had 2 coats of the urethane alkali enamel. Tannin still bled through after the primer and 2 top coats. So I had to prime it again and put 2 more top coats, and then there was no bleeding. Prior to me putting on the extra 3 coats, the oil looked like it covered a lot better. There's no doubt about that. But after I put 3 more coats on there, this actually covers down better than the oil. But most of the time we don't want to put on 6 coats of paint. So if you're looking for better coverage, I'm definitely going to go with the oil-based enamel. All right. So these products have been on here for 2 days. Plenty of time to set up and dry. I have one of these microfiber cloths that just has some sudsy liquid detergent on it. I want to first start cleaning it with that, and then I will go to some stronger ones if the stains don't come out, which I'm sure they won't. Some simple green. I would call these light industrial, spray 9, and crud cutter. And the reason why you don't want to really use these products is because they really do soften up the paint. Sometimes it softens up the paint so much that it can scrape off with the fingernail. Other paints can handle it. So it's nice to know which ones can handle the light industrial cleaners. Hey, I want to wrap up this video and just sort of give you the bottom line. The oil paint from Behr covers very well, has reasonably good workability, especially for oil paint, has a nice finish to it, other than the fact that it wasn't able to clean up on these stains, and I've had other paints that were. So I'd have to say I would pass on this, especially since it's a slow drying time. It does have a nice finish, it does self-level, it'd be great on trim, it'd be great on anything that you have to worry about stains, but in kitchen cabinets, stains do occur. Food gets on your kitchen cabinets. The urethane alkali, I was a little bit less happy with that. It did clean up a hair better, especially with the mustard, but it was thin, and the workability wasn't fantastic, and usually cabinet paints have really good workability. I have a video where I discuss the best paints for kitchen cabinet, and neither one of these two would fall on there. I have paints there from Sherwin-Williams, Pittsburgh, Benjamin Moore, and others on there, and I recommend if you're looking for a cabinet paint to steer away from these two. Now, I have reviewed a Behr paint called Dynasty that's not made for kitchen cabinets, but I tested it out and it did actually turn out to be their best one. So one other thing is that Behr has a kitchen cabinet paint, and that did not pass the test. It did not hold up over time. What happens is if this gets some oil on there, like from fingers, like olive oil or shortening or whatever, we touch our fingers have oils on them. It was not able to it scratched off over time. We definitely don't want that to happen. That definitely happens to all kitchen cabinets, and that's why paint scratches off. Some of the paints make it and some of them don't. If you want to know which ones, go through that video called Who Has the Best Kitchen Cabinet Paint by Klappenberger & Son. Thanks so much. I appreciate your time and effort and making it through this video. See you on the next one.